Good evening, everybody. It is March 21st, 2022, and I wanted to let everybody know I did just send out the 19th issue of the Behind the Street newsletter, so please check your inbox because you do not want to miss this issue of the Behind the Street newsletter. If you haven't signed up yet, it is the first link in the description of this video, so the Behind the Street newsletter is sent out to everybody. It's going to be an extremely short stream tonight, only about an hour. I ran a little bit over at work, so we're just going to be walking around the Brickell City Center and talking about the financial markets. Also, Nike reported earnings today after the bell, better than expected, and the stock is up about 5% after hours. We'll talk about that and more on the stream tonight. Let's see who we have in the chat. Hey, we have Joey here, Bianca M, Chris Beeman. Good Monday evening, everybody. Vinny Castellano says, good evening, buddy. Welcome, Vinny Castellano. Good to see you. Jonathan Richards. 007 says, good evening, everybody. Al Baker. Good to see you as always. Jamie Price says, good evening, Tom. Welcome, 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 everybody. Brandy is here. Lori E. Sally. RJ says, hola, Tom from Colorado. Welcome, RJ. I hope you're doing good. Hemp Lord says, what's up, Tom? I got the newsletter. Short stream tonight. Yeah, it's going to be a short stream tonight. It's already, I think, 10 o'clock at night, and I got to get home. But it was an unbelievably crazy day. I was not expecting that at all. But what do you guys think about the audio quality on the stream? I'm interested to see what you guys think about the audio quality, because we are testing out a new piece of equipment on tonight's stream. Roy S says, hey, Tom, and everybody, thank you for the newsletter. Thank you, Roy, for reading. I see my friend Sunshine, New York. Welcome, Sunshine. Hope you're having a good one. Fred X says, hello to all. Good to see you, Fred X. Lori E says, crystal clear here. Fantastic. Al Baker says, loud and clear. Roy S says, audio is pretty clear. Dwayne, hey, Dwayne says, it sounds good to me. Welcome, everybody. 007. Cynthia Beal says, good evening. I am on the Staten Island ferry now. I just want to check in to say hello. Well, have a great commute home. I'm actually going to commute home right now, too. It is quite windy, so we're just going to be walking across the bridge back to downtown Miami, where I need to get my bus. But I thought I'd go live really quickly for all of you to let you know I did send out the 19th issue of the Behind the Street newsletter. So please check your inbox and let me know what you think. Also, Nike reported earnings after the bell. They also beat on the top and the bottom line, so they beat on an earnings per share basis. They also beat on a revenue basis, but we don't have enough time to cover it in depth tonight. But I do want to talk about Nike's go-to-market strategy as they expand their e-commerce part of the business. I think that's going to be important going forward, so we'll talk about that a little bit later. Santo is here, says, hey, Tom, and everybody, good evening. Welcome, Santo. Cynthia Beal says, Tom, I recommend you to a few people today. They seemed interesting young people in finance. Well, thank you, Cynthia Beal. Thank you for recommending the channel. Thank you for being here. I see Gary says, hey, Tom. Welcome, Gary. 29 says, hello. Welcome, everybody. Beautiful night in Miami. Beautiful night. It was just one of those crazy days at work. You ever had one of those days at work where it was an extremely long day, but the day went by so fast because you were so busy? I literally haven't even picked my head up from my desk until about 30 minutes ago. But that's good. It makes the day go by a little bit faster. But the weather is absolutely picture perfect. Picture perfect day today in Brickell, downtown Miami, whatever you want to call it. We are on South Miami Avenue. Lori E says, my son prefers Under Armour to Nike. Not sure that's a good stock advice, though. Well, I think that's where it starts. I definitely think that's where it starts. You know, as Peter Lynch said, always pay attention to what your kids are buying. Yeah, Sunshine New York says, yes, I'm exhausted, just got in. Hey, Buy the Book is here, says, hey, Tom, thanks for the newsletter. Well, thank you for reading Buy the Book. I appreciate it very much. Brian is here, says, good evening, Tom and chat. Good to see you, Brian. British Gray, the one and only from Tampa, Florida. How was the weather tonight in Tampa, Florida, British Gray? Pretty good? Hopefully it was good. In Miami, it was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful day today. But we are going to be walking back over the bridge to downtown Miami. I do have to get the bus in about 45 minutes. And I have to be up bright and early again tomorrow. Monadee says, good evening, Tom and everybody. Welcome. Good to see you. 61 says, new here. How do I get the newsletter? 61, if you want to get the newsletter, you could either type !news, N-E-W-S, in the chat, or if you look in the link in the description, it is the first link in the description. You could click on it. All you got to do is punch your email in, and then every single Monday, I send out a comprehensive, mostly macro-based financial newsletter covering not only the US equity markets, but also emerging markets, as well as commodities. So if you've missed any of the newsletters, you could feel free to read them. They are all archived on the website. So never fear, the website archive is here, my friends. Hey, Humane says, Miami is looking beautiful tonight, Tom, and I got your newsletter. Humane, thank you for reading. I appreciate it. So we're testing out a new piece of equipment tonight on the stream. I did have a cell phone accident today, so I had to go out and get another phone. So we are streaming from the iPhone 13 mini. So let's see if it'll affect any of the quality. Hopefully it doesn't. I mean, we had a pretty good run with the iPhone 11. So just testing out the stream tonight. Hey, Joyce Phillips says, good night, Tom. Good to see you. Bit of Wander says, looks so good. Must be an iPhone Pro. Yeah, so it's the iPhone mini. But I dropped my phone running to the bus today. I couldn't believe it. And it's funny, the only thing that broke on my iPhone 11, guess what it was? Guess what the one thing that broke on the phone was? Hey, Tony is here. Good to see you, Tony. Antonio says, it amazes me how easy it is to get bored in Miami after some time living there. That's an interesting take. I've heard that from a lot of people as well. Humane, you're right, the camera. Both of the cameras blew out. So I was like, you know what? That's probably not gonna work. But good to see you, Antonio Ramos. Hey, Cole says, hey, good evening, y'all. Was beautiful in New York City today. Yeah, so that's what I've been hearing. New York City is some beautiful weather. We will be in New York City later in the week, but I will be traveling to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So just be on the lookout for that. Laura E says, did you have an OtterBox on it? I didn't. I didn't have any case on the phone. I'll give you guys one more look at the Miami Tower before we go. FredX says, looks good and sounds good. Abdul is here, says, clear camera and video quality. Appreciate it. Bit of Wander, appreciate you. 61, good to see you. You're right. The investigator's here. Welcome, investigator. Yeah, Chris Beeman's like, Tom, you need a man purse. That is true. But I couldn't believe it, so I dropped the phone walking to the bus / running to the bus. I picked up the phone, I'm like, oh, it's great, no big deal. And then I look at the back of my phone and both of the cameras are broken, unfortunately. But things happen, life goes on. But good to see you, Cole. Roy S, welcome. The spread between the 10-year Treasury yield and the 2-year Treasury yield are getting very, very narrow. So the spread between the 10 and the 2s is the main curve that everybody watches. The one thing that's concerning is that a lot of economists believe that pretty soon we could see an inversion of the yield curve, which means that short-term dated bonds are yielding more than longer-term dated bonds. And that's definitely not good. And usually, historically speaking, a recession is usually within 24 months of a yield curve inversion. But we'll keep an eye on it. I believe the 10-year Treasury yield settled at about 2.237% today. I believe in a 30-year fixed rate mortgage is going for over 4%. So I wrote about that a little bit in the newsletter. You can check it out. But I think that's the main headwind to this market is rising interest rates. And the markets were down across the board today. Yeah, Cole says RIP iPhone 11. Hey, Braxton says, love these videos. Much love from the Bahamas. I would love to take a trip to the Bahamas sometime. Hey, Gregory says, heard there is a curfew for South Beach starting Thursday. Crazy spring breakers. Yeah, Gregory, I heard that too. I heard that as well. So I always thought that spring break was last week, but it's actually this week. And there tends to be a lot of crazy party animals coming here from all over. Obviously, people want to have a good time, but sometimes it could be a bit dangerous. Sunshine New York says, yes, go to the Bahamas. I stayed at Cable Beach. Cole says, I'm looking to get the 13 Pro in the next couple weeks. Let us know how you like it. Yeah, so far the iPhone 13 mini is pretty decent. I think I like it a lot better because it's much smaller and much lighter. And somehow it still has a 16-hour battery life. So not bad. Hey, Al Baker says it's probably the locals more than the spring breakers that are making the trouble. Interesting. Sheila Neal says, hello, Tom and everybody. Good to see you, Sheila Neal. Hey, Scott says, my daughter goes to Pace University. Her spring break was last week. Pace University is a very good school. They have a good business school there. Pace University, I believe, is right near the Brooklyn Bridge. When I used to work downtown on Wall Street near the Deutsche Bank, I used to take a nice walk over to the Brooklyn Bridge, and I remember seeing all the Pace University kids smoking cigarettes and having a good time. But Pace is a great school, fantastic school. Pace University, very fun over there too, very fun. Scott Wilder says yes to Brooklyn Bridge. Beautiful view there as well. Great place to go to school. Vinny Castellano says, hey, Maria sends her regards. Hey, thank you. Vinny Castellano is our good pal from Staten Island. So good to see you, Vinny, and thank you to Maria. XOXX Bob says the locals avoid South Beach during spring break. Good to see you, Bob. So for any of the Miami locals in the chat, supposedly this church right here is in talks to being bought out. I believe some big real estate developer wants to turn this church into one of these big high-rise buildings. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think I'd much rather have the regular church there. But I could be mistaken, but Bob, you probably know. Hey, Cole says it's the out-of-state spring breakers. They really act like fools. The city has been doing a curfew for the last 16 years. Wow. Hey, Cindy Foley is here. Good to see you, Cindy. I'll show everybody the W Hotel before we walk across the bridge. I see my best friend Penelope is here. Penelope is joining us from the one and only Tennessee. Good to see you, Penelope. Bob says, Tom, I've been in that church for a wedding. It's beautiful inside. You know, maybe we have to go inside one of these days. Hey, the Miami rep is here. Says, what's up, Tom? Good to see you, Miami rep. Mark Francis 076 Palm Tree and Rum. We definitely got a lot of palm trees here in Southern Florida. It's one of my favorite things. But today was a picture perfect day. It was a very good day. Very busy day. I think I had what's called optimal stress in my life. So whenever you have those days where your work is so busy, but you're getting things done, it's called the optimal level of stress. Very good work environment. Apologies for the wind noise in advance. Hey, Felix is here. Says, hey, Tom, what's up? Happy Monday night in Miami. Happy Monday to everybody. Hopefully everybody's weeks started off with the bang. WW says, I live for that feeling. Good to see you, WW. Hope you're well. Penelope says, happy to see you too, Tom. So the traffic is very lively for a Monday night. Very surprised about how much traffic there is. We'll try to cross the street and walk across the other side of the bridge. Hey, I see Abdullah here. Welcome, Abdullah. Good to see you. Pearl Disciple 481. Welcome. I see Cindy Foley. Welcome, Cindy Cole. Good to see you, Jean. Says they are buying the land behind the church. So somebody told us on the stream that they were in talks with buying out the church and potentially building an apartment building or something like that. All right, I think we are in the clear to cross. Hey, Daryl from Chicago is here. Daryl says, good evening, Tom from Chicago, Illinois. Good to see you, Daryl. Hope you're well. Tina Toomey says, as an artist, that would be called The Zone. Good to see you. Welcome. I see Otto. Good to see you, Otto. Apologies for the late night stream tonight, everybody, but I was just so busy. I literally didn't even pick my head up off the desk until about 9:45. And then I realized, I'm like, I gotta go home. Steven is here, says hello everybody, good to see you. Steven, Roz999 says hello from San Antonio, Texas. Walking the city and listening. Hey, good to see you, my friend. Miami Walking and Driving Tours says good evening, good to see you. I'm gonna have to check out your channel. I'm assuming you do videos of Miami. I'm new to the city, so I'm always interested to see about new things, and this guy's driving right over the curb, which is good. Mike C, indeed. So, for those of you who are just joining, I wanted to just quickly reiterate, I did just send out the 19th issue of the Behind the Street newsletter, so please check your email, check your spam folder and the like, because a lot of people tell me that they've signed up for the newsletter but they are not receiving it, and it's probably because it is going to spam. So just keep that in mind. But once again, thank you everybody, because we now have over 700 people that are signed up to read the Behind the Street newsletter, so I really do appreciate it. Hey, Otto says you got it. Awesome. So we're walking over the bridge from the Brickell side to the downtown Miami side. And the wind is really picking up here. But check this out. Look at the detail on this. Hey, the Swan, good to see you, the Swan. I hope you're well. Tina Tumisa saw that. That was very cool. Good to see you, Tina. Vinny Castellano. I see Jay here. El Feo says, hey, Tom, I finally made it. Good to see you. Welcome, Lori E. Pineapple Water says, good evening, Tom. My newsletter always goes to my spam. Yeah, I got to work on that. I think it's because I'm not using Substack. So Substack is the main newsletter provider, but I am not using Substack. I think it's called Review. And the wind is really, really cranking here. I'd say it's probably 40-mile-an-hour winds on the bridge. Maybe more. Okay, here is the view. Hey, the ABX girl is here. Good to see you, ABX girl. See you out and about. Good to see you out and about. Hey, Jonathan France is joining us. Good to see you, Jonathan. Yeah, Cole, so I do have a wind mic, but I need to get the little mini adapter for the microphone. So I was in the Apple store today, obviously, because I needed to buy a new phone, but they still didn't have the little adapter. It's out of stock. So we're gonna have to suffer through with it. But I'm gonna go to the store every day until we can get it. So let me know if you think that, number one, the audio quality is a little different, or the picture or the camera quality is a little different. We are streaming from a new device. So we are not streaming from the iPhone 11 tonight. We are streaming from the iPhone 13 mini. So let me know if you guys see a noticeable difference. Does it look worse? Does it look better? What do you guys think? Hey, Elizabeth is here, says hi, Tom. Hey, Elizabeth, good to see you. Diana says, hey, Tom, love the videos. Thank you, Diana, I appreciate it. I hope everybody's Monday is going very well. Hope your week is off to a great start. I see Jonathan France. Maria says, hello from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Love Brazil. XOXX Bob says, Tom, that is a statue of the Tequesta Indian at the top, who were the first Miami natives. Very cool. Hey, Al Baker says both are really good. Nicole James says hello from the UK. Yeah, WW, the audio is probably just the wind noise. I gotta get that adapter. I was in the Apple store today, but all of the adapters are out. It's like they said, I don't know when I'm gonna be able to get them back in. But we'll do our best. The investigator, thank you. Elizabeth says, seems clear to me. So supposedly on the iPhone 13 mini, we're going to be able to shoot videos in 4K at 60 frames a second. So maybe I'll start shooting some testing standalone videos around Miami and New York City just to see how clear it looks. So I may be uploading some standalone 4K videos. So we'll see. Stay tuned for that. Yeah, Alan Wilson says maybe you'll find one in New York. I'm going to be there on Wednesday. Well, Thursday. So I'm definitely going to try to check it out. But Alan Wilson, good to see you. So Alan, I'm not sure if you saw my reply. I did email you back. Thank you for sending me that email, Alan. I appreciate it very much. Jay, good to see you, my friend. Yeah, Tom AK says 4K, outstanding. You know, I was also thinking about live streaming in 4K, but that's going to take like a ton of data. And we may have to get like a whole additional rig for that. That may be a couple years down the line. Leandro says, hello, Tom. Hugs from Sao Paulo. You know, we have a lot of Brazilian viewers on the channel, so thank you, everybody from Brazil. Beautiful country. I would love to visit. James Tiger says, hi, Tom. Always nice cars at the Epic Hotel. You're right, James, there are. James, I'm not sure if you were on the stream last night, but we saw some crazy cars here. Cole says, Tom, do you ever use a GoPro? I do. So if you go back in the archives of this channel, the original videos that I would upload are the 4K skateboarding videos, but those are way buried in the channel. ADKA says hi, good to see you, welcome. 007 says, Tom, 4K 60 frames a second is great, but be wary of file sizes. That's true. That's true. So I think this video is... You know what? I think you're right. It's probably going to take a long time to upload to YouTube. It's going to take a lot of time to do that. But it'll probably upload it in 1080p, and then it'll take about maybe a day or two to provision. Hey, Uptown New York City is here. Can you show us the Rusty Pelican? I've heard nothing but great things about that eatery. I've never heard of it. I'll have to check it out. The Miami reps, Tom, I was partially wrong with the church reporting. The parking lot of the church owns behind the church itself was to be developed as an 80-story super tall. The church would gain 240 million. So I guess they're gonna build a mega tall tower behind the church. Is that correct? Hey, One Pick says, good evening from Mexico City. Welcome everybody from Mexico City. It's good to see you. So we're gonna be walking towards the Whole Foods. Maybe we'll see the Metro Mover go by here in a minute. Hey, Kim Toys says, hello friends and good night, good to see you. Tony Cortez says, what's up from Bakersfield, California, love that. Z says, hey Tom, hope all is well. Have just spent the last week in New York City on vacation, love it here. Hey, enjoy your vacation in New York. Great place. Hopefully you got a chance to check out some of the nice Italian food over there at Brickell. But good to see you, G. ADKA, good to see you. Hey, Just the Guys says, just stayed here, great place. The Epic Hotel. You know, I wonder how much it is a night at the Epic Hotel. Does anybody know? WW is like, Tom, your streams make me want to visit Miami. Please come visit. Hey, Sabi is here. Says, good evening, Tom and everybody. Welcome. Good to see you. Ron Metro TV, what is going on? Joyce, happy Monday. Says it's a good live stream today. Good to see you, Joyce. And I see Cristiano. Welcome, welcome. It's going to be a short stream tonight, everybody, obviously. We usually start streaming at about 8:30, but today was just work. The work day got ahead of me today. So I really need to pick up some juice here at the Whole Foods. I'm not sure if we're going to be allowed to bring the camera in here, but I want to go before the... I really want to go here before the, what's it called? Before the place closes. So if it starts to buffer, I apologize, but I got to pick up some juice here. This is so out of character for me, but I apologize. I gotta pick it up before I go home. A buffer, but I apologize. I do have apologies again in advance. All right, got it. Okay, please stand by. Wow, check that out. 12 bucks. Inflation Nation. Well, we wrote about inflation today in the Behind the Street newsletter. If you want to check it out, it's the first link in the description. Yeah, Mike sees like OJ wasn't too far off, or $20. The only thing is when I come home so late, the Walmart by my house is not open, so I have to get it at the Whole Foods. But we are good now, so we'll head to the bus. Thanks everybody for getting the juice with me, appreciate it. Yeah, Coles for just one. I mean, inflation's getting out of hand. Although, I will say this. Hold on. I think the camera's out of focus. I will say this. Whenever I get the juice at Whole Foods, I get the freshly squeezed, like, green BS, I guess. But it's this. It's the Whole Foods brand. And that's why it probably costs $12. But that's the drawbacks to staying at the office until 10 o'clock at night. But it's good. This stuff keeps me healthy. Keeps me healthy. I think it's worth it. Good investment. But I usually go to the Walmart Supercenter near my house and just get regular orange juice. But whenever I'm here, I usually tend to get like a green thing, and it lasts me about a week. Amazon stock better be up about a couple percent tomorrow, so it'll offset the cost of the juice. So I'll give you guys one more look at the Miami Tower here. Wow, FredEx says, Tom, the Epic Hotel is $320 a night. Jeez. Hey, Nicole is here. Says there's a smoothie here in LA that's $17. Oh my God. $17, crazy. Yeah, LA, Miami, New York is nuts. Out and About says, do you have an orange tree in your backyard? So it's funny you mention that, Out and About. I don't have an orange tree, but I do have 2 coconut trees that are just about ready for me to get coconut water out of them. So stay tuned for that. Hey, Barry Jays just got back from a long weekend in New York. Awesome. We caught the Music Man and 6 and watched some of the runners of the New York City Half Marathon. Ah, Barry, you're right. So there was the New York City Half Marathon this weekend. That's awesome. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm excited about the trip back to New York, but I think I'm more excited about taking the Amtrak. We're gonna take the Amtrak train out of the brand new Moynihan train station. I guess we'll keep walking down here. We're never gonna be able to cross the street. So we're gonna take the Amtrak from Pennsylvania Station or Moynihan train station to Philadelphia. So we will be in Philadelphia later this week for work, which should be pretty interesting. Out and About says, do you have room to plant an orange tree in your backyard? I do, but I was watching a lot of YouTube videos, and supposedly the orange trees are a lot of work. You have to trim the trees and stuff like that. And also the iguanas will get after them, which is not the best. So it looks like this is going to be 30,000 square feet of brand new space at the Southeast Financial Center. Hey, Mike C says, Tom, will you tour the City Hall in Philly before you leave? Supposedly it's really cool. I'm not sure if I'm going to have time, but I will try to do it. Best way to go about this where the wind isn't so crazy. We'll go back up this way because I can get the train this way. I mean, the bus. Hey, Days Work says, hey Tom, will you live stream Philly? We may be able to, but I'm only going to be there for about 48 hours. So I'm presenting in front of a board, and then I got to go out to dinner and do a couple things. So But I appreciate everybody who's been emailing me a lot of restaurant recommendations. So I think I'm gonna pick one of the Italian spots in Philadelphia. Jonathan France, good to see you. Yeah, Pineapple Waters is Tom, you should run up the rocky steps. Mike C says, Tom, do you think live streaming has helped your public speaking skills? Absolutely. Well, because think about it. I think with anything in life, it's repetition. So if we live stream and talk for about 3 hours each night, I think it helps with communication and potentially to become a better interlocutor. Is that a word? Interlocutor? Dwarf55 says, why the iPhone mini? It's a good question. No in particular reason. I did have an iPhone 11. And then once I was in the Apple store today, because my phone broke, unfortunately, this phone was just so small. I was like, wow, I'd much rather carry around a phone that's smaller than one that's bigger. And that's really the only decision-making process that went into it. I wasn't even planning on getting a new phone at all. But when I dropped my phone, it unfortunately broke the camera. So in order to keep streaming, I guess I had to get a new one. I'm gonna turn the corner into a lot of wind here. Yeah, Mike C says you bought the iPhone 13 mini for the same reason and you love it. I think I just like a smaller device better. Jane M says your picture is very clear. Thank you, Jane. So check out the Intercontinental Hotel up here. This is also supposedly a very nice hotel. Emilio J says, Tom, you are an interlocutor. Thank God I didn't make up that word. I thought I made that up. Hey, Falling Iguana says, Tom, I'm born and raised here in the 305. You couldn't pay me to live anywhere up north. I know. I mean, I love New York City. I don't think I'll ever leave 100%. AP says, hey Tom, happy for a change of scenery. Good to see you, AP. With Falling Iguanas, I do agree with you, but I think I kind of like all the seasons in New York. I really like the fall. It's just, after like 3 or 4 weeks of winter, I really, really like Miami. Alright, we're just going to have to power through the wind. I apologize. Yeah, Falling Iguana says I like Boston. My brother lives in Boston now. And he actually really likes it. I love the lobby of this building. The RT440 says, Tom, you couldn't pay me to live down south. Ron Metro TV says, Tom, any thoughts on LA? I really want to visit LA. I'm not sure I'd ever live there though, because in LA you need to drive. I don't think there's any public transit. Continue on. I'm trying to limit the wind noise for you guys as much as possible. Okay, so this is Biscayne Boulevard, and here's the very famous Intercontinental Hotel. And I believe somebody in the chat said it's about over $300 a night to stay here. Crazy. Hey, Robert is here. Good to see you, Robert. Falling Iguanas, Ron Metro TV. Peter Webley says LA has public transit, but I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah. So is anybody here from LA? Do you think that the LA public transit is better than Miami? Because if it's a yes, that means I could live in LA. Because everybody told me that Miami's public transit was horrible, but it's actually really good. I like it. I have never had one problem with the transit here. The bus drivers are very nice. It gets me to where I need to be. It's clean. Every single bus, and I hope I don't jinx myself, every single bus I've been on so far in Miami has been really clean. The bus drivers have been really nice, which is just like not even to be believed. And also the Metro Mover, I think we went on it about a couple days ago. That thing was really clean too. Mike C says LA bus lines are sketchy. Peter Webley says the trains in LA have issues, but buses are okay. Yeah, I'm a bus guy. I could take the bus. No big deal. Hey, Tom AK says, join me on the grand opening of Chat Canal Harbor live stream. I'm a moderator there, Tom, Walks in Wall Street and everybody. I'll join you for sure. If you want to post the link in the chat so I can find it, absolutely, I'll be there. The RT440 says, Tom, are dividend ETFs safe? I think it just depends on what the definition of safe is. Are you trying to like reduce volatility? Or is safety meaning you can't lose money? Because all investments have an inherent risk, right? So usually the higher yielding dividend ETFs, people tend to buy them for income. They tend to not buy them too much for capital appreciation. The only thing I would say is just be very careful getting suckered into a specific stock or ETF just because it has a really high yield. Oftentimes, any stock that has a really high dividend yield, their companies tend to not be the best run or well maintained. So if you think about an AT&T, I think AT&T at one point had like a 7% yield. But look at the stock price over the last 15 years. It's really gone nowhere. If anything, it's just flat to down. But RT, if you want to know more of my thoughts on the market, check your email. I did just send out the Behind the Street newsletter where we talked about some actionable ideas. We talked about crude oil, and we also talked about the housing market too. And if you've not yet signed up, if you type !news, NEWS in the chat, the Nightbot will drop the link to the newsletter. Hey, Psychic is here, says if you stay in Miami Beach area, the transit is fine. West Miami is car dependent, and Broward has horrible public transit. Buses are never on time. Yeah, I think you're probably definitely right. You know more than me. I just moved here about 4 months ago. But the only areas that I really need to travel to are number one, Sunny Isles Beach, obviously Brickell, where we just were. That's where the office is. And Wynwood. I really enjoy going to Wynwood. So thank you, Shot by Scott. If you are in the chat somewhere, Shot by Scott is a great photographer here in Miami. Told me about Wynwood. Never even heard of the place before, but that is the coolest place ever. Very similar to Greenpoint, Brooklyn. Really, really love it there. Has a good coffee shop too, Panther Coffee. So this is the setup for the music festival. There was some speculation that the music festival would be canceled due to the Big C, but I guess it's going to go on this weekend. Is that correct? Looks like they're setting up now. Hey, XOXX Bob says, Tom, I'm still waiting for the Metro Rail expansion to Miami Beach. that is planned. You know, that would be awesome if they had the Metro Mover or the Metro Rail go all the way to North Miami Beach and over to Sunny Isles. I think that would be game over for Miami. Hey Tom, AK, good to see you. Barry J, this is opening scene of La La Land. You and your bus will spend most of your day stuck in traffic. Jeez. Hey Ron says, I got number 19, thank you. Good to see you, Ron. Days Work says, will you be live streaming during the festival? So Days Work, I don't think I'm gonna be in Miami. I'm probably gonna be in New York City. If the festival is on Saturday and Sunday, I'm gonna be in Philadelphia all day Saturday. And I may extend my visit to Philadelphia. Maybe I wanna stay there through the weekend, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Let's see. Gene says Wynwood is about 50 blocks. Chris, what do I have to fix? I may have missed your comment. Yeah, Gene says the Brightline is building a commuter rail that will stop at Wynwood and Aventura. That is going to be awesome if that happens. Hey, Carolina Tom is here. Good to see you, Carolina Tom. Says, hey, Tom, another beautiful evening. Yeah, it was beautiful weather here in Miami today. Very long day at work, though, Carolina Tom, but it was a good day nonetheless. So, Carolina Tom, I was going to ask your thoughts on the XLE, which is the ETF that tracks the financials. The ETF that tracks the energy sector. It seems like we had a big pullback in crude oil to the 50-day moving average, and it seems like there's a lot of buyers here. Big volume coming in on that CL ticker symbol futures contract for crude. So who knows, maybe we could have another leg up in this commodity cycle. Here's another part of the stage. Penelope says you can't see. You and Chris can't see each other's chats. Very strange. I'll have to check that out in the settings. Hey, I see the Swan here from Ireland. Good to see you, the Swan. Hopefully you had a good St. Patrick's Day. Jonathan Richards, my friend, says, hey Tom, I hope you can stream a little bit while you're in Philly. Yeah, I'm hoping I can too. So I'm probably gonna be in Philly, I wanna say Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday. Depending on how I like the city, I may extend my trip. Because I've never been there before. So if you look straight ahead, this is the main downtown Miami. You can see the Freedom Tower to your left and the 1000 Museum straight ahead. Check out how the clouds look behind the building. Crazy night. Hey, the Swan says, hi Tom. Yes, things are settling again now here. Very cool. You know, it's going to be interesting doing these streams around Miami for the next couple of years because there's going to be some major developments going up. I'm very excited about the Waldorf Astoria that is going to go up very close to here. And supposedly it's going to be the tallest residential apartment building south of the World Trade Center in New York. So very, very cool. But if you guys are enjoying the stream, feel free to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're going to check out this torch here. Supposedly this is lit 24/7. The torch of friendship. Hey, Lori East, is Tom. My newsletter came to my inbox tonight, not the spam folder. There we go. So Lori, I think I'm still gonna change the platform that I send the newsletter out on. Supposedly Substack is much better to send out newsletters than Review. Hey, Daniel's here. This is Tom. We'll be in Miami this week for the Miami Music Week. Hey, awesome, man. Well, please enjoy yourself and be safe while you're doing it. I kind of wish I could be here for it, but I got to go back to New York. And the Paramount building is still lit up for the Ukrainian colors. I think the zoom on this camera may be... Yeah, moonflowers as the sky looks wicked, crazy. Hey, Ron Metro TV says, Tom, are the developments for medium and low income residences? You know, I really hope so. I really hope some of them are. The Waldorf Astoria obviously probably isn't. But Ron Metro TV, I think it was Matt Bell who told me about the 60 Minutes interview where they were talking about the exact things that we talk about all the time on the stream, which is institutional investors like BlackRock, Blackstone, Invitation Homes getting in here and buying up all the single family homes, not to be used to live in, but to rent out. So if you want to watch an amazing 60 Minutes interview, look in the newsletter. So if you type !news, NEWS in the chat, I included the link to that 60 Minutes interview in the newsletter. So check it out. I think we're going to be facing a big housing crisis. Not the housing crisis that we saw in 2008, but more so along the lines of an affordability crisis, because we're seeing an unbelievable shortage of supply in the market. But the scary thing is a lot of the supply that is on the market is being bought up by large institutional investors, which is not good. Cindy Foley, good to see you. Let's try to cross the street. So if you're a first-time home buyer, you're trying to buy a house, chances are you're probably competing with a large institution that is trying to scoop up that home in order to buy it, to rent it out for a profit. Hey, Adam S says, hey Tom, have you made any investments in cryptocurrency? Yes. So I do own Bitcoin and Ethereum. And Adam S, speaking of cryptocurrency, if you're interested in learning more about it, we do have a press pass to the 2020 Bitcoin, or the 2022 Bitcoin conference. So we will be live streaming Michael Saylor, which is the CEO and founder of the enterprise software company MicroStrategy. We will be front row and center during the keynote speech of Kathy Wood, and she is the CEO and founder of the ARK ETFs. So it's going to be really interesting to get a chance to be front row and center listening to those people. I hope to be able to be front row and center when the Winklevoss twins are talking or giving their keynote presentation, as well as Max Kaiser. So if you guys want to see that in real time, we will be here in Miami for that starting April, when is it? April, what is it called? I think it's April 6th through April 9th. Hey, I see Lewis here. Good to see you, Lewis. Hope you had a good Monday. So it appears to be the Paramount building is still lit up for St. Patrick's Day. I can't wait to show you guys. Check it out. Yeah, FredEx is the Waldorf Astoria will be 171 feet taller than this building. So check it out. It's all lit up for St. Patrick's Day. Let me know if you guys could see the shamrocks on here. Does that come out well on the stream? Can you guys see the shamrocks here? Jamie says it's kind of funny how the Winklevoss twins have remained relevant. So my prediction is I think that the Winklevoss twins will one day have a larger net worth than Zuckerberg. We'll see if I'm right. Although Mark Zuckerberg probably also has significant investments in Bitcoin as well that he just doesn't talk about. Wow, check out this shot of the Freedom Tower and the Paramount building in one. Hey, take me to the sea. Good to see you, my friend. So everybody, my phone is on 10% battery. So I just want to say thank you all for coming out, streaming with me tonight. Once again, apologies for streaming so late. I had to take care of some business at work, but I thought it was a good stream. Fun stream. We covered a lot. Once again, I did send out the Behind the Street newsletter, so please check your email. We will be live tomorrow, right around our normal time at 8:30. So be ready for that. Also, since I did get a new phone, unfortunately I had to because my other one broke, we may be doing some testing on the channel. So if you see any videos that are going up that are not live streams, those are test videos. I'm beta testing standalone videos here in New York as well as Miami. And I'm thinking about shooting a market recap video every day after the market closes. And those videos will be about 5 minutes. Just a quick audio podcast that you guys can listen to understand how the market did for the day, covering any notable earnings reports and things like that. So please feel free to stay tuned for that. But thanks everybody for joining. So Israel, thank you so much. Joyce, I appreciate you. Abdullah, my friend, thank you. Ron Metro TV, appreciate you, my friend. Lori E, have a good night. Dutchman says, Tom, what phone did you buy? I had to get an iPhone 13 mini because the camera on my iPhone 11 unfortunately broke today as I was running to catch the bus. Penelope, appreciate it. Alan Wilson, everybody, make it a great week. Hopefully your week was off to a great start. Stay positive, put a smile on your face, and I'll see everybody right back here in the Magic City tomorrow. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. Like the video if you enjoyed it tonight. And to the Mighty Bull, as always, we got to end it. Have a good night wherever you are, because there's always a bull market somewhere. And you just need to know where to look. And I'll see everybody right back here tomorrow. Take it easy, everybody.